Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, and in this video we're breaking down Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Nice flowers.
Oh, they're a housewarming gift.
I'm MJ.
I'm just a neighbor from across the hall.
Friendly neighbor.
There's just been 2 brand new posters released, along with a lot of footage from the film shown at Cineacon. Throughout this video, we're going to be breaking that down and also talking about a new rumour involving the Hulk and Jean Grey. This video will be audio only, mate, because I'm actually in the process of building a studio at the moment and kind of shifting stuff back and forth. And yeah, right now, the office looks like I've been robbed. So my terrible face won't be all over your screen today. So hit the thumbs up if you enjoy that good news. But yeah, Brand New Day basically was the big event that opened up Cineacon, with Sony dropping their presentation on Monday evening. In case you don't know, this is a big event which studios show their films to exhibitors in the hopes they'll book screenings, go all out with the studios to sell the movie, and basically make lots and lots of money. Most of these clips are exclusive to the event, but you do get the odd one where they'll release something online after it. But that's not the case here, and this is all just Cineacon exclusive footage. But yeah, lots of things to talk about, and it does sound quite interesting. Anyway, Tom Holland basically introduced the film and said it was the most emotional and grown-up Spider-Man movie ever. Bloody gritty that, right gritty that. Holland said that the scene the audience were going to see would take place in the first third of the film, and it involved MJ, Ned and Peter. He talked about the impact of Strange's spell and how Peter is trying to rebuild his life 4 years later. Now, the scene itself was the one that we kinda saw laced throughout the trailer. That involves the college party that we ended the teaser on, and also saw shots of MJ at, with her new man. Kill him! Activate kill mode! I'm sick of it! But yeah, basically, Peter's been invited to the party and Ned gives him a beer. Hope that's a beer or mate brand synergy that? They then head into Ned's back room, which is where we basically see the end of the trailer. There's a big board with lots of images and news clippings of Spider-Man, and we find out what this is. Ned says that he's built an app called the Spider Tracker that basically notes sites where Spider-Man's been seen at. We learn that Ned actually wants to find Spider-Man and thank him, as he remembers him saving him several times in like London and shit, which is a bit weird. Sounds like you knew him well. What was he doing there? Saved you like 40 times. He says he doesn't want to unmask him to the world per se, but that he'd love to thank him potentially face to face. That he's actually put together a lot of info on Spidey and not only figured out he's definitely from Queens, but he's also narrowed it down to 2 suspects. He then brings forth who he believes, and that is, drumroll please, boop, Roger Harrington, his former high school teacher, and Flash Thompson. Which would make sense, as everyone knows that Flash Thompson is Spider-Man's best friend. They were both also on the trip in London and Venice as well, and hey mate, the guy, he's figured it all out. They basically have the scene from the trailer though, where Ned says that he brought some flowers as a housewarming gift, and MJ says that most people brought beer and chips. She then introduces herself, and Peter panics and gives a fake name, which is Maynard. I'm not joking. Peter then says he's a neighbour from across the hall, to which MJ says, friendly neighbour? And he spits out his beer. Now we do go beyond the trailer and get Ned and MJ go to the kitchen. Ned asks if she went to that thing, and we learn that MJ's been looking for a job. It turns out she got the one she applied to, but she turned it down because it's a soulless corporation. MJ then says that something is just telling her she's waiting for something great, and you do kind of get the feeling that her subconscious is kind of overriding the spell a bit. Stuff like Ned doing this as well, and MJ longing for something else. I think deep down their memories have been repressed, but they might come to them throughout the movie. I did talk in one of our videos about how I think they'll find the key to the city in Peter's apartment, and this will be how the pair figure out he's Spider-Man. Either way, it's right after this that Amanda Svandy's character comes in and tells her you can't save everyone. She then says I can try in the pair kiss, which Peter watches from the sidelines. So, oh mate, Ezra Bridger stole your bird, mate. You're going to be building that Death Star crying next time. The footage then apparently went into the trailer that was recently released before they had a new clip at the end. Spider-Man apparently was stretching before going into a big fight against some damage control agents, and he was saying how he's not in high school anymore and has to stretch before fighting. We've all been there, but sod stretching, mate. If you want to look good in a fight, then you should check out our merch store right below the video. There we have lots of big shirts inspired by the boys, and we've also got some stuff from Invincible as well. If you love Daredevil too, mate, then guess what? Got shirts of that as well, and a lot of big discounts going on for spring. Anyway, as for what's gonna apparently happen with Jean Grey, there's been lots of leaks going around. As we talked about in our last big breakdown on the film, there's been leaks that say the Hulk's going to go back to his savage mode and basically wreck New York. The world is apparently very, very anxious about Hulks, and that's ever since the events of Brave New World. So people will be hunting Hulks, but Banner's been playing by the rules, so he's not considered a target. However, Jean Grey will apparently take him over at one point and psychically send him off the deep end. Kind of like what happened with Age of Ultron, but across New York. Spidey, Punisher, and so on will be trying to take him down or stop him, and that's going to be the big thing that Peter's fighting against in the movie, apparently. I do wonder though if this is going to tie into Daredevil as well and the new Punisher special presentation. I'll not get into spoilers as well because this isn't the place, mate, not the heavy spoilers show. But yes, this might ruin the series for some of you guys. But Michael Coulter did post an image from Daredevil yesterday, and that kind of spoiled the ending. It was a behind the scenes look, but it did show what Matt Murdock was wearing, and it gave it all away. We also know Kingpin won't be met come the end of the series, and it is going to be interesting to see where they leave this one as well. I do feel like the city might be in turmoil as we have Michael Mando Scorpion making an appearance, Tombstone, and whoever Keith David's playing. It is theorized that he might be playing the Jackal, who's heavily tied into cloning and the Clone Saga, and that would be a pretty wild thing to include because, yeah, nothing about the movie has teased that. But with the talk of genetics and stuff like that, it does make a bit of sense. The Jackal is a massive character though, mate, and though I own the Clone Saga, both omnibuses, I'm not sure if we could go there, but if they can condense that down and do something big with Ben Reilly and the other clones, it could be quite good. We could also have the symbiote out there as well, and we'll see how it goes down very, very soon. But yeah, the clip sounds cool. Obviously, you know that they're holding back bigger things, but they probably know that cinemas are going to book this movie anyway. Let's be honest, mate, the movie's going to be massive, and we also have a lot of big things on Thursday night that's going to show Doomsday as well. So we will see if we get a trailer release from that, or if it's going to be exclusive to the event. I have asked about, because obviously, you know, I'm going to be covering it, and just getting prepared for that, being ready for the morning, so I'm not in the middle of like a Dawn of the Dead breakdown, which is what we're doing at the moment. People say they're unsure, they haven't heard if it's being released online, and I did kind of think that if it was, there might be some hype around it, and they might do that thing where it's like trailer tomorrow sort of thing. So we should know later in the week, but from what I can hear at the moment, nothing concrete so far. I'm not going to be like one of those people who's like, well, there could be a trailer, guys. There could be. I'm just being real with you. Yeah. So please drop a like, and leave a comment with all your thoughts below. And yeah, just give us your thoughts on what you thought about Comic-Con footage, CinemaCon footage, sorry. Yeah, all in the comments below. Did you know as well that members of the channel get early access to videos like this every single week? And if you click the join button, you get at least one breakdown a week before anyone else. Costs just 99 cents a month, and yeah, we've tried to set it quite low, so hopefully that's not a lot to you, but if you're a fan of the channel and you do that, it means a lot to us. Now, if you want something else to watch, guess what? Big breakdown on screen right now. Hopefully I see you over there right after this. If not though, thank you so much for sticking through this video. I've been your host Paul. I'll see you very, very soon, and you take care, mate. Peace.